Hey coach, so glad you found the video. Make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you put banners and national rankings and all those things in your gym. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's a community of like-minded coaches. We just got off an hour and a half call. Come over and join us, and let's head off to the video.
Hey Coach, this is Coach Van, and today we're going to go over the Ultimate Unscoutable Basketball Playbook. This is more of a library of plays that has over 1,250 plays in it that I've collected over the years. I'd say over about 30 years, even dating back to when I was in high school. And I've just kind of been collecting some of the best plays that I've seen. And the reason I put this together was it was very easy for me as a coach. Every single year my team would change. And one of my favorite things to do was to go through this playbook and to kind of dive in and pick plays that would fit my team specifically. One year, whatever might have worked for my team last year might not work for my team this year. So it's a library of plays, and it's a great reference. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit of the inside of the playbook and exactly what you're going to get in it. So we'll start here with the table of contents, just kind of go over. In part one, it's mostly just about the playbook, what's in the playbook, why I share the playbook. I go over my philosophy, choosing plays and running plays and why we're selecting this play compared to that play. We'll even go over how we're going to disguise plays, whether it's the element of surprise and different entries that we like to use, and how we go about implementing it. Part two, we go into understanding the playbook, and that's where you'll learn all of our terminology and vocabulary that we use. And in chapter 8, you'll also see different alignments that we have, whether it's from our continuity offenses, our transition breaks, or our different series that we use. And in chapter 9, the last part in that section, we have a play call coaching sheet that's more like a game day card for quick reference during a game. And we kind of show you how to use that and how that can be crucial for a coach, especially late in tight game situations. Chapter 10, or in part 3, we actually get in the meat and potatoes, which is the playbook. But in chapter 10, we start with pregame warm-ups, and we give you 20 different drills that we like to do in our pregame warm-ups. These drills are keep all the players moving. In our warm-ups, we want to make sure that all of our players are obviously physically warmed up, but we want to make sure that they're mentally prepared as well to play a game. So a lot of these drills are thinking drills and a lot of movement within them. So they're warmed up, but they're mentally and physically ready to go. Chapter 11, we start to dive into the playbook, and we want to pick out and choose a couple continuity motion offenses. We give you 14 different offenses to choose from. You'll see here the very first one is our 3-out, 2-in, which we call Kansas. And there's 37 different plays that you can choose from. So again, as I spoke about earlier, you're going to go through this and go, okay, well, maybe you have a dominant post player, so you might want to choose the 3-out, 2-in. Maybe you don't have any post player and you want to go out with a 5-out, 5-wide motion offense. Well, now you have all these plays. Well, you're not adding all those plays, obviously. You're going to go through and pick the best counter plays that would fit to your team's strengths and hopefully limit your team's weaknesses. So you're going to go through all that. We give you, again, 14 different continuity offenses to choose from. We give you counter plays to choose from. And once you go through that and do that, then we're going to go on to chapter 12, and then we're going to pick out our transition offense and our secondary breaks. We give you 4 different secondary breaks to choose from that transition from your primary break right into your secondary break and easily flow right into your some of your continuity offenses. So we have a numbered break, our Carolina break. We have a 2-side fast break, which we call the rocket break. We have a 5-out break, 5 wide, and then we have a 21 in pistol action that we can run too. So we can seamlessly just get right into our offense. And that's mostly for all you coaches that, want to play a higher pace and get more possessions per game. In chapter 13, this is our series section where you got 21 different series that you can choose from. Some of you guys are going to recognize the box series, AI Iverson cuts, UCLA action down here, which is a high 1-4 set, horn series and all that stuff. You'll also notice some of my own terminology, which is our Black series or our Boston flip or our Boston series. Again, this will go back to up here where you're going to see our terminology and vocabulary, and you'll start to understand some of the stuff that we use. So again, you're going to pick out, maybe 4 or 5 plays per series. What series is going to work for you and your players and your team? And how can you take advantage of your team strengths? So in chapter 14, we have some miscellaneous plays. With our miscellaneous plays, these are more odd alignments, and these are some great plays that you can use to kind of disguise late in the game or in those ATO after timeout situations. And then we go into chapter 15, where we go into zone offense. And within our zone offense section in chapter 15, we give you different plays and offenses to beat every zone defense that you come across, whether it's a 2-3 zone, a 3-2 zone, a 1-3-1, or even specials like a box and 1 or a triangle and 2. So some plays that we have actually will work against all zones. And I highly recommend you look for those plays first. So that way you don't have to teach as many plays. I'm one of those coaches that likes to have a couple continuities, but when it comes to zone offense, I really like to kind of run a lot of quick hitters. And if we don't get a shot out of one of our quick hitters, then we'll flow into our continuity after running a play. So something to think about. Chapter 16, we go into press breakers. We give you a couple continuity press breakers here that one of my favorite press breakers is called breaker. Or we call it breaker, and it works against every type of press, whether it's a diamond press, a 2-2-1, or a 1-2-2, or a soft press, or a full court press. So that's one that we like to run, but we also give you other options late in the game, what you can also run to surprise the defense, or if you've been scouted by your opponent. So the last 2 chapters here, chapter 17 and chapter 18, we go over our Blob and Slob situations, which are our baseline and sideline out of bounds plays. You'll see here in our baseline out of bounds plays that we give you 5 different alignments to choose from. When we're running a series out of our baseline out of bounds, we want to make sure that we're attacking number 1, and some of the plays that we're running or picking are going to seamlessly flow into what we choose to run out of our continuity offense as well. So we want to be putting pressure on the defense at all times. Same thing with our sideline out of bounds plays. Lastly, this is the second part of the book. And it says part 4 here, but this is actually the second part of the book. And what this is it has all of the plays that are in the first half of the book, but this time we categorize them all. So if you're looking for something specific, if you have a dominant low post player, you might want to just get a low post play and you'll go to chapter 21. If you're looking for a 3-point play, you might just go straight to chapter 27. If you're looking for a backdoor play, you're going to go to chapter 20. So these sections are full of plays that are categorized right down to the specific action that it is that you're looking for. So, our whole idea of putting together this book was to simplify everything, organize everything, and make it extremely easy for a coach to find exactly what he wants. Exactly when he needs it. So now here's a look at the inside of the book briefly. Again, here's all the writing, tons of nuggets and things that I've learned over the years within all that. You'll see here in part 2, we go over the different actions and cuts and ball screens and off ball screens and post pass actions and alignments. And again, that's all our terminology. We get into our pregame warm-ups, and then we get into our continuity offense. Here, I'll give you a quick little brief look here at what the diagrams actually look like. This is our Kansas strong continuity offense. So you'll see we're in a 3-out, 2-in here. You got 1 passing the ball here, and why we call it strong is 1 cuts to the strong side, which is the ball side corner, and then 5 flashes high post, 3 passes to 5, and then 4 is ducking in looking for a high post look. If we don't have that, if 5 doesn't have a shot, doesn't have the dump down here to 4, we're going to go to frame 3 here. He's going to pass the ball to 2, and then we're going to go immediately into a double stagger for 1, which might give us a shot. But if we don't have a shot, we're right back into our continuity. 1 can pass to 2 or 3, and then cut to either corner, depending on which side he passes to. And you'll see here, I even have that. It says floor balance and continuity continues. So each diagram, you can kind of see everything is color coded. Very easy for you to read. If you have trouble understanding it, You can look here at each frame has full descriptions and what is happening. And a lot of these too will actually give you teaching points, especially when we get into our different series and whatnot as well. So another thing to keep in mind, every single one of these playbooks is printable and viewable, whether it's on a desktop, an iPad, your laptop, or a phone, so you can easily bring all of these drills to your practice. But I'm just gonna go ahead and scan through so you can kind of see what you're getting here. So some of our 5 wide stuff, keep in mind this is all continuity still, so tons of options. So again, all of this, tons of options. And again, this isn't your playbook. This is a library of plays for you to go back and pick out plays that are going to best fit your team. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can feel free to give me an email. And my email is coachvan@nextplayhoops.com. And Van is with 2 N's. So coachvan@nextplayhoops.com. We can discuss your team. We can discuss strategies. I can help you put together practice plans or playbooks that are going to best fit to your team's needs and strengths, and go from there. So thanks, Coach, and we'll see you at the next video.
Hey, Coach, hope you're liking the video. Hope you are. Make sure you like down below. That will help a ton. And it helps our videos, other people find us. Also, go over and check out the subscribe button, and the little bell will help you get notified when we put a new video up every day. Check teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.